What is up, everyone? It is your girl Teekah Monique, and you are watching the vlog here in Atlanta.
Alright, so what you been up to?
Well, I've been doing a lot of things actually. I've been working with some amazing songwriters, some amazing producers, and I've been coming up trying to basically reinvent my sound. That's what I'm trying to do, because I feel like I've been on a amazing journey over the last like maybe 9 or 10 months. So some of the things that I've done basically is lost weight, changed the way I write music, basically just reinvented myself completely from mind, body, and spirit, because I'm trying to come in and take over the game basically.
Okay, so what made you change the way you wrote music?
I will have to say my life experiences, basically. The things that I went through, it made me think on a deeper level. You know, as I think that with everything that you do, you grow with time. So my songwriting has evolved as I have evolved.
Okay. So when it comes to music, how long you been doing music?
I've been doing music all my life. I won my first talent show when I was like 5 years old, singing Whitney Houston, Saving All My Love. So singing is just something that's in my blood. It's just there.
Okay. And what do you when did you start getting like serious about it? When you started to be like, okay, I can really do this?
Well, there were a couple of times actually, to be completely honest. The first time was when I was probably about 15 or 16 in Chicago. Growing up in Chicago, it was a lot of things that happened in Chicago. But growing up in Chicago, you have to have a go-getter mentality. So I've always had the mindset of music is what I wanted to do. But getting to this level where I am now, this is something recent within the last 10 to 12 months.
Okay, so how do you like the change? From the previous, like you said you had to change the way you structure yourself and did things. How do you like the change now? Do you feel like it was for the best?
I think that change is always good. Change, it helps you become a better person, you know what I mean? And I love the way that I'm evolving now. I love just everything as far as confidence, just everything, the whole package. I feel like it's all coming together and it's all making sense now. Because before I felt like, okay, this was good, like my vocals were amazing, always have been amazing, but did I fit the part of an R&B artist? If you put me on stage, could somebody look at me and say, yeah, I see all type of branding with her. I could do this, that, and the other with her, you know. So I wanted to just make sure everything was together and everything fit and it was a total package.
Okay, so how did you get your name?
My name is actually just really my name. I just spelled it different. My birth name is Teekah, and my middle name is Monique. But it's just spelled different. Teekah is just spelled different. So I just said, well, I'll jazz it up a little bit and, you know, put a big K in the middle and, you know, change it around. But it's really just my name.
Okay. How when you told people that, or you introduced that name, even though that's your real name, but when you introduced that name as your artist name, how did people take it? And people be like, oh, you should change it, or I love it, or what?
Well, the funny thing is, I actually did like a poll on Facebook, because, you know, Facebook, that's where I have a lot of my fans. Facebook is huge for me. And I went on Facebook and I said, okay, I'm trying to come up with this name, and I want this name to scream me, you know. And I was coming up with all these different names, like even Tink. Before Tink was Tink, I even came up with Tink. So when I heard her with it, I was like, oh man, I lost the moment to have that name. So I put a post on Facebook, and then next thing you know, it was people like, just use your own name. Like, your own name is so unique. And I never even looked at my own name, because crazy thing, but I always felt like things about me were not good enough until now. Now I've accepted everything about me, so.
So it took your time to build confidence?
Yeah, most definitely.
What were some of the things that you wasn't confident about?
The main thing that I wasn't confident about was my weight, because now I've always been small, and then I went into the military and I messed my back up. I had to have 3 back surgeries, just a whole bunch of stuff. And for like almost a 1.5 year time span, I was almost paralyzed, you know, so I couldn't do too much. So I had gained a lot of weight. in the amounts of maybe 60 plus pounds. Let's just say that. And although I could sing, I've always been able to sing. Getting in front of people and letting people, look at you and analyze you, it's kind of, intimidating sometimes, especially if you don't feel like you're 100% yourself. So I feel like my weight held me back in a lot of ways. So now, hey, she's fabulous.
Okay, so what are some of your goals for this music? Like, is it something that you really want to pursue, or is it just like an act? I mean, just something you just do for fun?
Well, my ultimate goal is to be a songwriter. I love...
You want to be behind the scenes?
I do like being behind the scenes more. But I also know that I have people who want to see me out in the front, and I have people who really love the things that I do and really like me as an artist. And I know that in order for me to become an amazing songwriter, I have to go through a lot of things. And I have to see a lot of things. And I think being an artist first will allow me to be an amazing songwriter in the end. So.
Okay, have you had the opportunity to write for anyone yet?
Not yet. Mostly all the writing that I do is for myself, and maybe like features with other people. I do a lot of hooks. If you need some hooks, you better talk to your girl.
Okay, so y'all hear that? Y'all need some.
Okay.
Some y'all females and men out there, y'all need somebody to write for you.
Need somebody to write for you. I'm serious with them pens, bars, bitch.
Okay, so what made you move to Atlanta? Come to Atlanta?
The military actually moved me here, but funny story. I was here when I was about 16 years old when, So Def was popping. Escape was one of the biggest girl groups out, TLC. I was here in Atlanta and I was visiting my so-called dad. Well, I call him my mom's sperm donor. That's what I call him. And I was here with him and I was able to see, the type of lifestyle that I wanted. I was able to see it because I came here to Atlanta years ago. So to see that and then try to determine what I want to be as an artist, I already knew, like, hands down, I love the way the 90s music is. I love the way, the feeling that you get when you hear 90s music. It just does something to your soul. And that's why today I'm bringing the 90s music, but it has a Teekah Monique swag to it, some new school, some, a little bit of my to it.
Okay, so what's some of the obstacles you think you have faced so far, like trying to pursue this music?
A lot. There's been a lot of maybe, no, there's been a lot of that, but I think at one point I let it defeat me. I let those things.
Oh, you feel like giving up?
Yeah, it makes you say, well, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I really supposed to be singing or writing music, or am I wasting my time? And crazy thing, I almost questioned God. I found myself questioning God, like, well, why did you give me these gifts if you're not going to allow me to do what I want to do with it? But I had to realize that it's all in His timing. You can grind as hard as you want to. You can meet these people. You can make all these connections that you want to make. But at the end of the day, if it's not the time where you're supposed to, take off or do whatever you're supposed to do, it's not going to happen. It's not going to, and I feel like my time has come and everything has fallen into place. So all the no's that I heard years and years ago, I'm thankful for those no's because it allowed me to become stronger. And it allowed me to work harder so that I could turn those no's into yeses. So I think that's the only obstacle I really faced, was just hearing those no's sometimes and not knowing how to differentiate between not right now and just no, you ain't got it. You know what I mean? So I've learned that.
Okay, so when it comes to like music, what do you see yourself like? What's some of your short-term goals, your mid-term, and like long-term goals?
Okay,
I know you say you want to be a songwriter.
Yes.
But like, you have anything like deeper, more?
Well, right now, I had the pleasure of meeting Kevin Shine, amazing songwriter. The things he's done in this industry is just unexplainable. And what I learned from him was sometimes vulnerability is the best thing when you're writing songs, because people want to get to know the real you. And before, I used to try to hide that. I used to try to hide who I really was and just pull off of my friends' experiences and, you know, just people around me, other life experiences from around me, but I always tried to shy away from my own experiences. And it was because I just didn't want to revisit, like, the pain and the hurt and the things that I went through. You know, you just don't want to do that. But in talking to him, I learned that I have to be vulnerable and I have to allow myself to feel and allow people to feel me by the words that I'm saying.
Some way you'll get over it.
Yeah, you know, and it's a form of therapy, actually. You know, so with that being said, my first thing that I want to take care of, which is my first short-term goal, is to start writing on a level that allows me to allow you guys to know me. You know, to get to know the real me and express my vulnerability and, you know, just give you guys an EP that tells a story about who I am and what I've been through and, you know, just letting you guys get to know me. And then once that's done, which is in the works now, once that's done, then the next thing I want to do is just get out here and push it and, you know, sing these songs and make people know who Teekah Monique is, because it's time for this industry to know who I am. Because I feel like I'm bringing something new to this industry. New, old yet new, because I like the 90s feel. So of course I'm coming with that 90s feel, but it's going to be, you know, old mixed with a little bit of new. It's going to make you feel me, I promise.
Okay. So what's some of the things that happened? It could have been like recently, or, you know, when you were younger, that made you sit back and be like, damn, man, I need to focus or like change my life or anything. Were you always like on just the straight, regular path?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I was not always on a straight and regular path. In order for you guys to understand my story, I have to first give you guys an insight on where I've been. And I grew up, like I said, on the south side of Chicago. I consider myself, if I had to summarize myself, I would say I'm just a R&B chick from the south side of Chicago who grinded as hard as she could to get out of there, basically. You know, and growing up, my mom gave me away when I was 6 weeks old to my aunt and my uncle, and they raised me. And, you know, I didn't know my mom until I was 11. And I always, it was almost like that was one thing that always held me back, because I always felt like I had to impress her, but how can I impress her if she's never around? How can I impress her if I never even really get to know her, if I don't know her, you know what I mean? So I feel like that held me back in my ways of being creative, because I felt like I didn't know all of me, you know. I didn't have my dad around or my mom, so it was like I had to figure out who I was from everybody else around me telling me, oh, well, this is your mom and this is your dad. But I wanted to know them, and I wanted to know both sides of my family, and I wanted to get to know everybody around me who had something to do with me being here. And not having that, it kind of made me feel as if, I don't know, like I said, I didn't know the real me, you know, and I had to grow and learn that as I grew, you know what I mean? And I had to realize that sometimes, whether it's your mom, your dad, your sister, you know, it doesn't matter. Sometimes some people are just not meant to be in your life, you know. Sometimes it's just better to distance that, because once you start distancing those types of people, the negative energy, the bad things that you've been through, then things start to happen, you know. You know, God shows you things, and it's our job to pay attention to the things that He shows us. And I feel like lately I've been paying attention to everything He's been showing me, and because I've been paying attention, my actions have been reflecting that, and His blessings have been reflecting that, and my actions have been reflecting it. So I'm happy with where I'm at right now.
That's good. So what advice would you give to like the up and coming, like especially you're a woman, you know, I know you want to probably in the future mentor, you know, young women, you know. What kind of advice would you give an up and coming singer or R&B artist or whatever they want to do? Just a woman, a young lady in general, what kind of advice would you give her about following something that you believe in?
One thing I would say is believe in yourself. You can do whatever you put your mind to. Never, ever, ever give up on yourself, because if you don't work or fight hard for yourself, nobody else will. And I had to learn that. you got to get up here and do what you need to do for you. And if you're doing what you need to do, everything else will fall into play. But never, ever, ever give up on yourself. And never, ever, ever believe that you have to give your body away in order for you to get where you want to be. Because let me tell you something. The only person I give my body away to is my husband. Everybody else, if it's not about business, I ain't talking to you. Just being 100, you know. Just stay business minded and keep your eyes on the prize and never give up on yourself, because you can do whatever you put your mind to.
All right, so when it comes to music, would you rather be signed or would you rather stay independent?
You know, I go back and forth on this all the time, because I say that if the right deal came along, then maybe I would consider that. But I've always said that I wanted to be independent, because I just want to be the boss of my own empire. You know what I mean? I don't want anyone telling me how I can do things or when I can move or how I can move. I want to be able to be as creative as I want to be. So, you know, if I had a deal placed in front of me where I had those options, then, you know, you never know. But
they have to get you creative control, though?
Yeah, I would love to have creative control over what I do, because at the end of the day, I don't want to conform to the industry. I want the industry to conform to me. You know what I mean? I want to come in and, like I said before, change this game, you know, because right now I don't feel like there's, besides Beyonce and, you know, the same ones that we're used to seeing all the time, I don't feel like the R&B game is where it can be. And, you know, I want to come in and change it. So I don't want the industry to tell me, well, this is what we need right now, so this is what you need to give us, if that's not me. You know what I mean? I just want to be me at the end of the day. And independently, I know I can be me. But
you believe you have the grind to do it?
I do. I believe that I have the grind to do it now. Now, this was maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I probably would have been like, you know, no, I don't think I can do it. Only because I didn't believe in myself like I do now. You know, and it only takes for you to accomplish one thing that you put your mind to. I've learned to set realistic goals. You know, short-term goals are the best goals to set, because those are goals that you can achieve quickly. And it just motivates you, and it makes you want to achieve your next goal. And even set the bar even a little bit higher the next time. You know what I mean? So I think that, you know, I have the drive to do it, and I can do anything I put my mind to. Okay.
So I know your husband is into music also. How did y'all meet? How did y'all get connected?
Well, we actually met while I was in the military. We were deployed to Iraq. Well, we had met before we deployed to Iraq, but it was just in passing, not really too much. And once we got overseas and we began to talk and all of us got to know each other, you know, those people over there become your family, because you're dependent on them to make sure you make it home. So, you know, in talking, we connected, and here we are almost 11 years later. And just so happened we had those same goals, and, you know, we wanted the same things out of life. And I looked at it as, okay, I love to sing, and he loves music, and clearly he loves me, so we could do this thing. We could be like the next Tamar and Vince, but times 5, you know. I just want to, I don't know, we want to come in and just be bosses, and we're on that path, so.
That's good. So when it comes to anything, has it been times that he had to lift you up or just inspire you or encourage you?
Oh, multiple times. Multiple times. Especially when it was regarding the weight loss. Because, like I said, I had 3 back surgeries. I have rods and pins and all that in my back. You know, emotionally, that's very draining to have to deal with that, because you want to do something, you want to go hard at something, but physically your body is telling you can't do the things you used to do, you know. So that's depressing, you know what I mean? And not only did I have to deal with that, but I also had to deal with the things that I saw and encountered while overseas, you know, the things that I really hate to talk about. So when I have those things going on, he's right there, he's my rock. I can depend on him to have my back and give me those encouraging words when I need them, and vice versa. You know, we do it for each other, and I think that's why our relationship has lasted so long, because, you know, we got each other back at the end of the day.
That's good. So it's great you have a support system, you know. And tell the people how important it is to have a support system.
I think you can't make it without a support system, because the ups and the downs that you go through in trying to get in this business and in life, period, you have to have a strong backing. Like, you have to have a strong backbone behind you, because this industry can tear you up. It can make you really start doubting yourself and really start looking at yourself and hating yourself because you need to be this way and you look this way, or, you know, the industry wants you to come in and sing about this, and your heart is not there. You want to sing about something else. It's a lot of things in this industry that aren't pretty. We all see the glitz, the glamour, the fame, the money. You know, everybody sees that part, but they don't see the behind the scenes. So having somebody that's by your side to go through it with you, it's the best thing in the world. I couldn't ask for a better partner, you know. Okay.
So, where can the people find you if they want to look for you? Check you out.
Well, you can go to teekahmonique.com. All of my social media links are linked to that page.
Spell it out for the people.
Teekah, Teekah, Monique, MONIQUE.com.
So it's one word, no dash, anything?
One word, no dash, nothing
Okay.
like that. Just my name and .com, and you can find all things Teekah Monique at teekahmonique.com.
So all your social media, all that gonna be on there?
Everything. As soon as you click on a page, all my social media is the first thing that you see. Also, make sure you put your email in and join my mailing list, so that way you know everything that's going on with Teekah Monique when she asks me. So glad I got to talk to you.
Okay, for the people that may not want to, you know, everybody might not want to go to the website. Can you just tell them your Instagram and your Twitter and all that stuff?
Instagram is Teekah_Monique, same spelling, TEEKAH_MONIQUE. Facebook, Teekah Monique. Everything is Teekah Monique.
Okay. All right, then. So, got another question for you. How has the experience in Atlanta been different from the experience from your hometown?
The experience in Chicago, I would say that it was more so a learning experience in Chicago, because I didn't know much. You know, growing up, I didn't know really the outs and ends of this industry. So it was really me just out there just doing whatever somebody wanted me to do. If I need to sing here or sing there, or they needed somebody to do this, it was just me being there when they needed me, you know. But here in Atlanta, it's different because I've grown so much, and now I'm understanding the business more, and I know the things that you need in order to get to the next level now, because of the amazing mentors that I've been able to be around, like Kevin Shine, and hearing the feedback from Michael Neely the other day. It motivates you, and it makes you want to keep going, and it makes you want to start reaching out to even more people to see how, you know, everybody is accepting you, or if everybody is feeling what you bring to the table. So my experience out here is a lot better than what it was in Chicago. Completely better than what it was in Chicago. And the moves that I'm making out here, just unexplainable, you know.
Okay, so if you could feature with any artist, I mean, dead or alive, who would you love to have just to feature with? Do something right for, or get them to write for you, whatever, just...
There's a lot of people that I would love to write for, but if I just had to say, I'll give you my top 3. And the first person would definitely be my idol, which was Whitney Houston. Oh my God, when she passed, it just did something to my soul, because I was like, I never got to work with her. So that also was motivation, because I said I never wanted another person that I wanted to work with to pass away and me not be somewhere in the vicinity where I can touch that person. I can reach out and say, here, I got this song for you, you know. So Whitney Houston is definitely the first person that I would want to do a feature with and write for. And the next person I would have to say is actually a rapper, and I would have to say J. Cole, because I can't even explain he's just a lyricist, and the things that he talks about, I understand him and I get him, and I just want to just sing on one of his tracks, just just give him a little bit of Teekah Monique, just put a little bit of piece of Teekah Monique on one of his tracks. And then my third, I would have to say, I'm gonna group them together and say 7th Streeter and Chris Brown, because they run in the same circles, they're in the same team, but I would just love to just write with them, those guys, because they're amazing. The way their wordplay there, the way they hear beats and come up with these melodies, they think on kind of the same level that I think at, and I think that if we got together, it would be dope. The chemistry alone would be just amazing. So I know we would create some dope music.
Okay then. But you already know it's your girl Teekah Monique. We're here in Atlanta. It's your boy G Code.
G Code.
You here with the vlog. And we out of here. Yeah.
Peace out.